Radio Raheem here with the man that you all know if you know anything about boxing, Richard SCHAEFER. You know, Richard, I see you at the events. You know, you pop up here and there, but there's always speculation whenever you show up, like what it is that you're doing. So let's leave the speculation aside and put it like, what is it that you do when you show up at these boxing events?
Well, I'm just here as a fan. Many of the fighters I've known for a long time. I'm working as an advisor to Al Haymon's management company. So, but that's really the extent of my involvement. I spend maybe 10% of my time on boxing, but my focus right now is really not boxing. And I'm just there when Al has any questions and needs any advice. I'll be happy to give him my view and of things. So that's really the extent of my involvement. What I realized that there is a whole different world out there outside of boxing, and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying my time off. Allows me to spend some time with my family, my kids, my growing kids, and I'm a fight fan, and I'm here to cheer on these guys who I've known for a long time.
You know, Al Haymon is, coined the godfather, the advisor to advisors. So for you to be advising him is pretty unique. What is it that you advise him on? Is it promoting, or what is it that you bring to the table?
Well, really, as it relates to his fighters, if he has questions about his fighters on the management side, but as I said, it's very little. It's very little because he obviously doesn't really need much advice. He is the mastermind behind the resurgence of the sport.
Now, you say that there are other things out there besides boxing, but you've made such a name for yourself in this sport. You have the relationship with the fighters and, the networks, all of that stuff. Surely you might see a way that you find yourself back in the boxing game, and if so, what capacity would you most like to be returned?
Well, there are days when I do think about coming back, and then there are days where I think, why? I was very fortunate to start with Oscar Golden Boy and make it the #1 boxing promotion company in the world, and sort of like leave on the top, and so I in a way have achieved in boxing what I wanted to achieve. So there are days where I'm absolutely happy with just going to the fights as a fan and enjoying to talk to some of the guys, media guys, fighters, managers, and so on, who I've known for a long time, including yourself. And people might ask me about my perspective about a particular fight and so on, and I'm happy to give that. But as I said, perfectly happy to move on from boxing. And then there are days, where I can see myself eventually coming back. So it's sort of like a lot of things going through my mind, and I really don't have an answer right now which direction I'm going to go. The only thing I do know for the time being, I am retired for the time being from boxing, and I'm perfectly happy with the way things are going.
With Al Haymon splitting off and you splitting off from Golden Boy, the fighters have seemed to have to choose where to go. A lot of fighters have gone with Haymon. They've gotten criticism. Some have stayed with Golden Boy. They've gotten criticism. How do you advise these fighters that you have a relationship with if they come to you, which way to go, and what are the benefits of one to the other? I mean, this is a big split in boxing, and people are trying to figure out why fighters are going to which camp.
Well, I think as a fighter, it's great to have choices. And I think, Oscar is doing a terrific job with Golden Boy, and I wish him nothing but the best. And Al is doing a great job managing the careers of these fighters. So there are options, there are opportunities out there, and it's up to the fighters to decide which particular platform they want to be with. But Golden Boy is a terrific company. They have great talent, and so I wish them nothing but the best.
You're saying a lot of good things about Golden Boy, the company. Obviously, you and Oscar have a long history, and now a lot has been in the press about your split up. Personally, is that relationship salvageable? Are you guys on good terms, speaking terms? Where's your relationship now?
No, I haven't had any conversations or relationship with Oscar, but I've been for 14 years with Oscar, and I'm proud of what we have accomplished together. And as ugly as things have gotten, I wish him nothing but the best. And it's time to move on. And as ugly things as he said about me, I can't. I'm not going to say anything, and I could certainly tell my side of the story, and I think a lot of people would say, "Wow." But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to move forward. I'm not going to look backwards, and I wish Oscar nothing but the best. And we had many, I think the good times between Oscar and me clearly outweigh the bad times, and I wish him, and I know his kids, I know his wife, his family, and he knows my kids and my family, so I'm not going to be just I could be sour and be upset and so on, but and if he decides to to continue to talk bad about me and so on, so what can I do? But I'm not going to go to that, and as I said, I wish him nothing but the best.
Obviously, it's a long story. I'm not expecting you to go through every point on it, but what would you say would be the one biggest misconception that people have about you or that breakup, things that are out there that are untrue?
I really don't want to get there, because there's a lot of things, and I'm proud of what I have accomplished professionally. I'm proud about who I am. I'm proud about the values I have, and I can look in the mirror in the morning and I know that I've done things right, and I can go anywhere I want to go. I really don't have too many enemies, I believe. I treat people with respect. People who are good to me, I'm good to them, and those who don't, well, it is what it is. There are, so I just want to leave it at that.
Turning your attention to the broader game of boxing outside the small relationships that you have, but on the big stage, if this split was good for anything, it was certainly good to get boxing on more platforms. It appears that premier boxing championships are taking it to channels and networks that it hasn't been on for decades. Boxing may have an opportunity to hit the mainstream again like it did in the glory days. How do you feel ultimately this can evolve into everybody working back together? Ultimately it seems like everybody's going to have to work back together and be able to make fights with each other on various networks and whatnot. Do you see that as a possibility in the near future?
Oh, absolutely. I think, when you do have as many network dates as PBC has now, there are definitely opportunities, I think, not just for them, but for other promoters as well, and I think if this works, there will be other networks which will jump at the opportunity of getting involved in the sport of boxing, and that will create opportunities for other promoters. So I think it's terrific for the sport on what's going on here, and as a boxing fan, we can all be happy to see more boxing on bigger platforms, and hopefully find a way to get not only the general market involved, but really to get corporate sponsors involved, and corporate sponsors which have helped to grow other sports and make them as popular as they are today, whether it be the NBA or the NFL and others. And so I do think that this is a tremendous opportunity for the sport.
The biggest fight in sports history, and maybe the biggest event in sports history, is right up around the corner. Floyd Mayweather is fighting Manny Pacquiao, and there's been a debate. 5 years ago, should it have happened? Today, is it better? As a promoter and a matchmaker, do you think the fight is better now than it would have been 5 years ago? And how do you see that fight shaking out?
Well, I can't really talk to you as a promoter or as a matchmaker because I have nothing to do with it, with the fight. But what I can tell you is that based on my knowledge of this of the sport, I do think that the fight is bigger than it could have ever been, and because I think we are living in economic environment which is much better than it was anytime during the past 7 years or so, where the United States and the world went to what is referred to as the Great Depression, and money was very scarce. People were watching how they were spending. A lot of people were losing their homes and their jobs, and I think today is definitely much more optimism within the American people. They have jobs again, they were able to restructure their home loans and so on, and so I think money is more readily available today anytime than it was during the last 7 years. That does is I think there will be more people buying the pay-per-view. They're going to be able to they're going to be able to get away with bigger pay-per-view price and ticket prices and on and on and on. So I do think that financially the pot is going to be bigger than it could have ever been during the past 7 years. I think as well that that Mayweather is TBE. He is the best ever, but I think not only the best TBE inside of the ring where he's undefeated, I think Mayweather is the TBE outside of the ring as well, because of what happened to Pacquiao. I think he was able to negotiate a split now which is better than any split he would have been able to negotiate in the last 7 years as well. And I don't know what the exact split is. I mean, reading what you guys are reading, that it's 60-40, so I have no idea if that's true or not, but if it is, I think it is a great split, and the pot is bigger. So I think Mayweather is TBE, the best ever outside of the ring as well. I think he is underrated as TBE outside of the ring, and as a businessman, he's one of the smartest minds and businessmen, self-promoters I have ever seen. And I'm very happy for my friend Floyd that he's getting the job, that he's getting the fight, and I know he will get the job done.
Thank you so much, Richard. I really appreciate the time. It's a pleasure to talk to you. Radio Raheem with Richard SCHAEFER.
Radio Raheem.